Today, with Sweet Naya Reacts, we're going to learn about the serious side effects of vaping. Um, a lot of young people, older people, are doing vaping and they're thinking that it's safer and better than smoking cigarettes, but it actually has the same or even more harmful side effects that comes quickly, fast, short-term side effects that ends up being long-term side effects. So I'm going to watch these videos and learn the truth about vaping.
Did you know? Just one puff of a vape starts a silent impact inside your body. As soon as vape vapor enters your mouth, it touches your tongue and teeth and goes straight inside. It doesn't go into your food pipe. It travels directly through your airway to your lungs. Once it reaches your lungs, the vapor spreads into both lungs, reaching every branch within seconds. Then it enters your bloodstream, and through your breathing system, it mixes with your blood. With your blood, the effect reaches your heart, and your heartbeat starts to increase slightly. As it reaches your brain, it begins to affect your lungs for a short time, and on the delicate parts of your lungs, the vapor can cause dryness and irritation. Over time, your body starts to feel a lack of oxygen, and when the effect fades, your body feels tired, heavy, and drained.
I was basically dead until I stopped vaping. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that I wasn't actually truly living whilst I was vaping because I wasn't feeling safe enough to take a deep breath in the world that we're living in. Why? Because vaping acted like a regulation tool. Even though I knew other ways to regulate like meditation, breath work, it was still there. It was acting like a layer of fog between this earth and me, like a veil between actually feeling life. So my direct experience with life was muted because of the nicotine. Now, for those that have had nicotine will understand how hard it is to cut off. The withdrawal is terrible. It takes about 3 to 4 days out of your system. But once you do so, you realize that your connection to source itself, you, earth, mother, you, is even better. And that you've been living a lie through nicotine. Now, the habit is separate. The habit, the hand-to-mouth movement, that self-soothing comfort, the nicotine is separate to that. And nicotine keeps you addicted. It keeps you wanting more and more and more. So you have to break away, go cold turkey, and let that be that.
So I'm a nurse in the emergency department, and I recently had a teenage patient come in with popcorn lung. And I'm just going to jump right to it because this is serious and you guys need to know about this. I'm going to take my headband off, though, because I look ridiculous. But I had a patient come in. She was 16. She came in because she was having shortness of breath. It was shortly after her prom. She had been out at prom, had been dancing, and had shortness of breath, and her mom brought her in. We did x-rays of her lungs because we thought she may have some pneumonia going on. Walking pneumonia's been going around. But instead what we found is that this patient has popcorn lung. And if you don't know what popcorn lung is, it is a very serious lung disorder that is chronic. It is incurable. There's nothing we can do about it. And once you have it for the rest of your life. And it's directly linked to vaping. It just is, and it sucks. This patient's parents didn't even realize that she was doing that she was participating in that, and that made this diagnosis even more hard because this was a rude awakening to find out that your kid is not only hiding something from you, but also has an incurable chronic disease from it. And this is a phenomenon that is happening amongst all of the kids because unlike regular products, like the old ones, the back in the day ones, these are super stimulating to the brain. The flavor options, the color options, it's all of your senses are being involved, not just the habit of the actual nic. And so that makes it really difficult to quit. And so if you are a parent that is concerned, or if you are just looking to stop yourself, because popcorn lung is a serious thing, but so is nic sick. Getting nic sick means that you are causing yourself nausea, you're causing yourself weight gain, you're causing yourself to not be able to sleep, all because of the nic related to these products. If you're looking for a good, genuine way to stop something that's very habit breaking, is this right here. This is something I recommend to all my patients that come in that is looking to quit. You don't actually inhale anything. There's not actually anything that you're inhaling, but the habit breaking is what most people need help with. And there is still a scent to it. This one's mint. There's other flavors as well. But this is very, very beneficial. If you are a parent that is concerned and you know that your child is doing it and you want to get them help, but you're not really sure how, this is a good product. They're very affordable, and I highly recommend looking into these if you're just looking for something that is good at habit breaking. If you want something that's still helping with the habit without actually introducing anything to your lungs.
I think vapors are the new crackheads. Vapors are the new crackheads, and you can't tell me you're not. You can't prove me wrong on this one. I give y'all this. Go find a person that has a vape. If they're around you, take it. Without them knowing you took it, and hide it. See how they act. I guarantee they turn that house upside down. I'm talking, they gonna flip everything over. They gonna act like they going through withdrawals. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, the ones that know what I'm talking about know what they talking about, because y'all done experienced somebody with a vape. They lose that vape and they act like the world about to end. What my vape? Wait, anybody see my vape? Y'all are the new crackheads. It's just that simple. Now, what you can do, I don't know what you can do. Just stop. Just stop. Because look, you're going to keep doing the vapes and you're going to be talking with that thing in your neck pretty soon. You're going to be talking with that thing in your neck pretty soon, and that shit going to piss me off.
No more vaping. Vaping is so many chemicals. First, we got the chemicals that are actually coming out, like the cinnamaldehyde, super bad for your lungs. The benzaldehyde, that's gonna cause popcorn lungs, which is like irreversible damage to your lungs. There's some people who vape one time and actually die. Vaping seems better than smoking, but you can hide vapes. They don't smell as bad. They're not as unsightly. They're more common and like welcomed in society. So you might just be vaping all day, doing way more damage than a cigarette would do. Not promoting cigarettes either, but cigarettes would actually be healthier than vaping because of the frequency of which you're smoking a cigarette as opposed to that which you are vaping. Vaping has all these metal coils. Those metal coils heating up, incredibly bad for your lungs. The nickel, the copper, the lead, the chromium, super, super bad for your lungs. And then all of those flavors can actually cause like your insulin to rise. There's people becoming diabetic and pre-diabetic from just vaping. All of that blueberry sugar cake and all of that disgusting stuff, incredibly bad for your insulin and actually causes your brain to be like, this is sugary, this is like something that I need for substance type shit. So that's why the addiction is so bad. But please, please stop vaping. Propylene glycol, diacetyl, do those sound attractive to you? That's what you're putting in your lungs multiple times a day, every single day. They're super addictive and hard to get off of. So you're gonna have to cold turkey that bit. And you're gonna be feel withdrawal symptoms. You're gonna feel irritated. You're going to feel like maybe a little brain fog, maybe a little anger type shit. You gotta fight that because they are going to cause so much damage to your lungs, so much damage to your body, so much damage to your mental health too. I know some people who don't get their vape and they start freaking out, and there is nothing more important than getting that vape. And whenever a situation happens like that too, you gotta like take heed and be like, is this something that I think is good for me that like I'm tweaking when I don't get this vape? So no more vaping, guys.
3 reasons why you should stop vaping today. A deeper dive. Number 1, the massive cloud of smoke that you're inhaling is not harmless water vapor. Number 2, it's the flavorings that contain diacetyl that actually directly injure the lung sacs and cause the popcorn lung abnormality. Number 3, most of the vape formulations contain heavy metals like tin, aluminum, nickel. These get trapped not only in the air sacs, but get absorbed into your bloodstream and are never cleared. If someone you love and care about is vaping, please share this information so they can be educated and motivated to quit.
Hey man, listen, here we go again. I got something for y'all, okay? This is for all the people that smoke vapes, all right? If you smoke vapes, I need you to stay here and be patient. I need you to listen to what I'm about to tell you. I know you might not care. I know you might not listen because you want to keep smoking them. They are putting fentanyl in y'all vapes. Do you see my face? I'm not playing. I'm not making this up. They are putting fentanyl in y'all vapes. I think y'all know what fentanyl is. I don't have to explain what fentanyl is, okay? So if you smoke vapes, you might want to slow down and stop. Preferably stop, okay? Don't hit me with the you can't stop, it's addicting. No, you can stop. You know what fentanyl does, right? Think about it. They putting fentanyl in y'all vapes and they not going to jail. But if you sell fentanyl, you go to jail. Think about that.
3 reasons to stop vaping immediately. Reason number 3 can cause permanent damage to your lungs. If you have children or teenagers, they definitely need to watch this video. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist. I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. Reason number 1, this is a really scary one. It is heavy metals. Vaping e-cigarettes can actually increase exposure to heavy metals. Here's the research. So this is an article from newsmedical.net, and it says that vaping devices can leach chromium, aluminum, lead, nickel, tin, zinc, and copper. Do you really want to be breathing in lead? That's a terrible idea. And high levels of aluminum are associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Dissections of brains of Alzheimer's disease patients show higher levels of aluminum in their brains than of healthy adults. Here's another article. This one's from the NIH, the National Institute of Health. E-cigarettes expose users to toxic metals such as arsenic and lead. You really don't want to be breathing in these poisons. These are not only terrible for your lungs, but also terrible for your brain. And this is really scary. In the same article, it shares that in 2019, there were 2,800 hospitalizations and 68 deaths associated with e-cigarette use. Reason number 2 to avoid, this one is a common sense one, it is that e-cigarettes are extremely addictive. Nicotine is extremely addictive. Adults, if you ask adult smokers, 7 out of 10 adult smokers would like to quit. So it's a really good idea if you're a teenager or if you're a young person, it's a really good idea to not get a nicotine addiction earlier in life. It's likely something that you don't want later in life. Reason number 3, this one can cause irreversible damage to your lungs. It is popcorn lung. Now that's a kind of a nice sounding name for something that's actually really dangerous and irreversible. Popcorn lung is a scarring of the lungs and massive inflammation of the lungs that can be irreversible. Popcorn lung is potentially caused by a food additive that's used in e-cigarettes called diacetyl. By the way, diacetyl is not legal in the United Kingdom in e-cigarettes. So those are 3 really important reasons to stop vaping immediately.
Did you know just one
Scarring of the lungs and massive inflammation of the lungs that can be irreversible. Popcorn lung is potentially caused by a food additive that's used in e-cigarettes called diacetyl. By the way, diacetyl is not legal in the United Kingdom in e-cigarettes. So those are 3 really important reasons to stop vaping immediately.
As a conclusion to my video, and vaping is a serious issue that a lot of people have. And from hearing this, it's irreversible damage. So you might damage something permanently if it's irreversible and there's no fixing it, which is scary. So if you know somebody who has a bad habit with vaping and that needs to shake the habit, please have them watch this because it may save their life. Yeah, it's very scary and it's bad. So they got to introduce something that's healthy and try to wean themselves off of the vape. Yeah, so that is it. This is the conclusion to my video. If you like this, please give it a like, a thumbs up, share, and comment. And also don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.